This is a Huygens asymmetrical 40mm eyepiece. I'm testing it on the subject, which is one of those baskets which are now at the center of the image. These ones. Let's see how the image looks like through this telescope with a Skywatcher ED80. And that is how the image looks like through the 40mm asymmetrical Huygens eyepiece. It's a circle T Japanese eyepiece. Quite rare to have a 40mm eyepiece in the Huygens range. Or Huygens design, I mean. Field of view is relatively narrow, but that's due to the barrel. The size of the barrel, which is 0.96 inch. They call it Japanese style. And that was the image you could see through this. And this is the telescope, which is a Skywatcher ED80 gold version on a Dobsonian Flextube 130 Dobsonian mount. This is also a Kelner 40mm 1.25 design. This is a box, and let's see how the view looks through this. Let's see how is the view through this eyepiece. This is the view through the 40mm Kelner design eyepiece. As you can see, the image is first, the field of view is wider because it's a 1¼ inch against the Huygens, which is a 0.96. The view is clear. You can say probably up to 60 to 70% of the view is clear, and you can see the B also. Quite nice. And that is the view through the 40mm Kelner eyepiece. Okay, this is a second Kelner 40mm eyepiece. Compared to this is almost double the size. So let's just see what's the difference. The lens size, you can see here, compare it for yourself. And let's just put them together. I bought them with a series of eyepieces that two of them were orthoscopic 18mm and 26mm Celestron. So I wonder, is it the same brand? If it's something is Celestron, maybe it's Vixen also. The old 1980s or even earlier. So let's see the view through this eyepiece. Wow, the field of view is really bigger. This 40mm Kelner has a bigger field of view than the other 40mm. And I think I like the comfort of holding the camera. I'm holding a mobile phone camera. And it is quite nice to be able to enjoy a little bit bigger field of view. The colors are vibrant, beautiful. I can see a lot of details. You be the judge. And that was the view through this bigger Kelner 40mm eyepiece. The next eyepiece I'm using is a Plössl 40mm. This is the box of it. It's unbranded, so there is no name on this eyepiece. Let's see how it looks. The view through this one. Let's see how is the view through this eyepiece. Oh, the field of view is massive compared to the Kelner. I can say 30% of the field of view near the edge is not very clear and sharp, but the center is very sharp. And that was the view through this unbranded 40mm Plössl eyepiece. This is the Revelation Astro Plössl 40mm multi-coated. It comes in a black box, glossy. Let's see how the view looks through this. This eyepiece is really better than the unbranded one. I can see a lot of details. It's almost clear right to the 80% of the field of view. 20% near the edge or 15% is not very clear. The rest of it is beautiful. You be the judge. And that was the view through the Revelation Astro 40mm eyepiece. This is Celestron Omni 40mm Plössl eyepiece. Let's see how the view looks like through this. Okay, this is the Celestron Omni. It's parafocal with the Revelation Astros. And that was the view through the Celestron Omni 40mm eyepiece. This is a Meade Super Plössl 40mm eyepiece. It comes in this bolt case, plastic bolt case. And let's see how it looks through this eyepiece. Let's see the view through this eyepiece. Meade Super Plössl 40mm eyepiece through the Skywatcher ED80. Is not parafocal with the Celestron Omni 40mm or the Revelation Astro 40mm Plössl. Field of view is beautiful, wide, crisp, everything. You be the judge. I cannot see clearly because the sun is shining on the camera, mobile phone camera screen, so I try to focus it. I hope it's in focus. And that was the view through the Celestron Super Plössl 40mm eyepiece. This is a PL 40mm or Plössl 40mm Ostara eyepiece. It comes either in a bolt case like this, plastic bolt case, or in a cardboard box. It has one of the biggest lenses. Almost all of it is lens. It has one of the biggest lenses I've ever seen for a 1¼ inch eyepiece. It almost reminds me of the Russian tall 25mm Plössl and Edmond Scientific RKE 28mm eyepiece. Let's see how the view looks through this. It's one of the eyepieces that from a distance you can see the field of view. It's a really easy eye relief. Yeah, this is the field of view, very neat and clear. The edge is very clear, the central part is clear, the colors are true. If you want to get one Plössl eyepiece, get this one, Ostara 40mm, PL 40mm. And that was through the Ostara. This is the Vixen NLV 40mm, 42 degrees, fully multi-coated eyepiece. It comes in such a box, typical of Vixen. And it has more fancy features like this eye guard and the shape of it. Let's see how the view looks through this. Yeah, let's see how is the view. This is the view through the Vixen NLV 40mm eyepiece. Field of view 42 degrees, according to the stated amount. As you can see, the field of view is clear. I can see that the edge of the field of view is a little bit difficult to see if it is in focus. The sun is shining on the screen. I hope it's in focus. I'm holding the camera by hand. And that was the view through the Vixen NLV 40mm. This is the Televue 40mm Plössl eyepiece. It comes in a black box and in a plastic bag, just normal nylon. Let's see how is the view through this eyepiece. It has a quite large lens. Let's see how is the view through this. This is the Televue 40mm Plössl eyepiece. I can say it's quite sharp. And that was the view through the Televue Plössl eyepiece. This is a Maxvision multi-coated 68-degree field of view 40mm eyepiece. Probably the heaviest eyepiece I have, and an amazing viewer. You know, I've seen the Sigma Orionis, all the 8 members with this easy. Although it is a really wide field and low magnification eyepiece. Excellent eyepiece, I must say. Is equal to the Meade and Export Scientific 68-degree and 41mm panoptic of Televue. I believe this is better than all of them. Let's see how the view looks through this. It comes in a fancy box, velvet and foam and opening on the top. Let's see how is the view through this massive eyepiece. I have to change the balance point of the eyepiece so it will go in focus. This is a Maxvision 40mm eyepiece. As you can see, the field of view is quite wide. Sharpness, I must say, is one of the sharpest eyepieces I've ever had. It is in rank with you know, something like Nagle 31. Which one I prefer? Difficult. Both of them are good. Maxvision 40mm 68 degrees eyepiece. And that was the view through the Maxvision 40mm 68 degree eyepiece. Lovely eyepiece. I prefer it to use on the Newtonian or something like a Dobsonian. It's more stable. Okay, these are 12 40mm eyepieces. I've tested all of them, and you have seen the result for yourself. You be the judge. Money wise, these and these are the most expensive. Then comes this, and the rest of them are quite cheapish, built in China or Japan. And this one is built in the Taiwan, which is again China. That is China. And this one is probably the cheapest, 40mm. It doesn't have a label or anything. Very good eyepieces, all of them. You will not go wrong with any of them, except probably the 40mm Huygens, which is for different type of the telescope, all the styled classic ones. Because the barrel size is 0.96 against the 1.25 and 2-inch eyepieces that we have here. So, and let's see how the lenses look. As far as you can see,